the flat foot for pretty much all of the fight.
I want you to watch this.
And he's keeping his guard up. That's better from Taylor. Nice left hand, nice short and sharp. Working the body now as well. His guard seems to be a little bit better.
So he dropped that elbow.
The elbow's tucked in. That's a quality of
His body shots have been getting to him.
In succession, followed by a left hook from Taylor. Turning up the temperature here, Josh Taylor. Vazquez is down. Relentless pressure from Taylor.
Well, we spoke about the body shots going earlier, didn't we?
To recover. Josh Taylor announces himself to the world with a stunning stoppage of Miguel Vazquez.
I am TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. And Josh Taylor is now 11-0 with 10 KOs. The second biggest win of his career. The first one being O'Hara Davis, his last fight. When was that? That was back in July. Now, that was considered somewhat of a fight that was, if I'm correct, now, didn't a lot of people have Davies as being the one that was going to win that fight? You know, as being, you know, the favorite? Well, anyway, Josh Taylor stopped him, and he stopped him bad. Miguel Vazquez is one of those fighters. He'll be 31 in January, and he's one of those fighters that it seems like he's been around forever. Now, me being American, I've seen this guy fight so many times, and he's been known to have an awkward, unpleasing style. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to watch a little bit of these replays. We're going to talk about the fight. We're going to talk about the accelerated career of Josh Taylor. We're going to talk about how now he's the new golden boy for Cyclone Promotions and the McGuigan, Shane, the trainer, and the promoter, Barry Cyclone McGuigan, since Carl Frampton has moved on. So once again, please subscribe. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live, and he is the WBC it says it right there, the WBC Commonwealth champion, but he is moving up the WBC rankings very fast, especially since sometime soon you can expect for WBC 140-pound champion, currently still, even though he is going to 147, Terrence Crawford to officially, formally drop his belt sometime soon. You know, he's already dropped the WBO. He's still holding on to the he hasn't dropped the WBO yet, if I'm correct. He still has the WBO, the WBA, and the WBC still. He's already dropped the IBF. Sergey Limpinets is the IBF champion. I was actually at that fight a couple of weeks ago. That was last weekend, you know, at Wilder versus Taverne. So we want to hear what he has to say. Then we're going to talk about the rankings, and then we're going to talk about what's possibly next. Please subscribe. Let's see. Let's check in.
All smiles then in that Cyclone camp. Where will he go next? The obvious place would be Anthony Yigit for that European title. But what a mark he is making. He's already gone up to number 6 in those WBC rankings. There'll be a lot of people ranking him higher than that now. You can see the oxygen there for Miguel Vazquez. It was a tough night for him, but medical team on hand right away to deal with any issues. He doesn't even want it, you can see. They're telling him that he's okay. What they wanted was for him to learn, and that's exactly what happened. It was awkward. Vazquez was tough. He posed those problems, and Taylor Ritchie, as he's always done, not yet at this level, but he's always done before, worked him out.
Yeah, champion always finds a way. That's what they say, don't they?
Now, what you'll notice is, as I said, he's 39-6 now with 15 KOs. You'll see, guys, his last loss was to I saw this fight, Mendez. This was a Fox Sports card here in the United States. Then Mickey Bay, you know, he lost that fight. You know, he had a win over Dennis Shefakov, who then went on to fight Robert Easter. Let's see. Are we going to listen to him? We're waiting for the post-fight interview to see what they're going to say. You know, and then looking all the way back, when was that? 2008. He fought Saul Canelo Alvarez. You know, so Josh Taylor stopped this guy who wasn't even stopped by Saul Canelo Alvarez. It's crazy, right? You know, but of course, damn, he's still on the canvas We've been talking, and this guy's still down. You know, but I never, you know, no disrespect, but I never liked him as a fighter. Like, his fights have always been, you know, like weird to me, you know, like boring. I remember when he first signed with Al Heyman too, and he had like that sinister, you know, photo. Let me see if I can pull it up for you, Miguel. You know, with him and the Watsons. You know, and this was when Al Heyman was going around signing up all these fighters. So we're waiting to hear, let me see. It's a funny picture. This one. Let me save it. Look, don't he look like he just up to no good? Don't he like he up to no good? You know, this is Sam watching Al Heyman's right-hand man. Look, this is when he first signed with Al Heyman. This was back in, what, 2014? Something like that? Something like that. Oh, did I remove the right picture? Yeah. Oh, I took the wrong picture out. No matter. We're waiting for the post-fight interview, you know, to hear what these guys have to say. Let me turn it up for you.
Champion, the Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor.
So Taylor celebrates. He retains that belt, but he wants a lot more than that. Yeah, there's going to be a round of applause too.
And we're going to talk about the rankings.
Rightly so. Vazquez pointing at Taylor.
Why is it taking so long for the post-fight interview? My God.
Nice picture that is.
Oh, who is this? That right here? No.
I think it's really significant as well, the crowd that has turned out here for Josh Taylor. Those crowds getting bigger and bigger, Richie, and this is turning into something now for Taylor. You could see him packing out big arenas eventually.
Oh, without question. I mean, his last contest against Ohio Davis.
I can't just say the hell with it, because we already said we're going to listen to what he has to say.
You know, at the end of the day,
you know,
it's
but
not
this
a
is
perfect
taking way
display
too
for
long.
Josh Taylor. But he learned, and he got caught with a few shots. He lost a couple of rounds, but like I say, he found a way. And it was against an opponent who's been a world champion. He was a tough guy, and was hard to figure out. But he did work it out in the end, Dave. So it wasn't, you know, it's an impressive result. This is to stop this fellow. No one stopped him. This was, yeah, very impressive indeed in terms of the result. And now he'll go on to bigger and better things, as you say. These arenas are getting bigger. Yeah, he's a real sort of just looking at these, Dave, now. Just looking at the round by round.
Pictures?
Yeah, let's take a look as we go round by round through the fight. Taylor took a while to work him out, didn't he?
Good left hand there from him very early on, but Vazquez is always in this contest. It's right from the word go. Works well on the inside, gets caught there with a right hand over the top. But Taylor always took the contest to Vazquez. Caught him well to the body there. Switching the attack, was prepared sometimes to box Vazquez fight on the inside. Get the elbows nice and tucked in. But took some shots, and Vazquez always coming back at him. Very unorthodox. But as the rounds went on, he finds these couple of good hooks to the body, and this is where the victory comes. And a big right hook here. Follows him,
the body
looks
shot
for it, and then delivers it. Super punch.
Yeah, that body shot finishing things in the ninth. Josh Taylor, the winner. Vazquez did not get up from that. Excellent display from Taylor.
So, looking at the WBC rankings at 140 pounds, they are pretty stacked. You see? So, it's going to be a Mary Mom versus any one of these guys. Now, from my understanding, these two, him and Postol, were ordered to fight by the WBC. he's fighting tonight on ESPN. And then you have Omar Figueroa, who has been in some rumors to be fighting Mikey Garcia. So it's like, where does Josh Taylor go from now? Now, they're saying, we just heard that Yigit, is that how you pronounce his name? You know, that Josh Taylor will be going on to fight him for what? That European title. I think that would be smart, and then to let these guys kind of eliminate themselves for the next you know, several months or so, because Josh Taylor seems to be on a fast track, and I wouldn't, you know, I'm not against slowing him down just a little bit to see how the landscape plays out, especially since Terrence Crawford hasn't officially dropped that belt yet. But as you can see, with that win, Miguel Vazquez was ranked. So with that win, Josh Taylor's going to move up in the rankings, but over a who. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jose Ramirez, you know, who's taking on Mike Reed tonight, you know, and he's going to be in the rankings if he wins. Like I said, it's going to be really, really interesting to see how these 140-pound rankings are going to play out. And of course, you see Adrian Broner's name there, but he's being linked to fight Sergey Limpinets. So as we talked about, the titles, 3 of the titles are still being held on to by Terrence Crawford. That's the WBO. He hasn't dropped the WBO, if I'm correct, not yet. He still has the WBA Super World, and he still has the WBC. He's already dropped the IBF. Sergey Limpinets won the IBF last week at Wilder versus Taverne 2. I was at that fight. So I'm guessing that it's best to see where these guys, you know, are going to end up, you know, and who's going to face who. Also, Amir Imam fights tonight. He's fighting on the ESPN card too. So, yeah, you know, so by next month's rankings, you know, and depending on, you know, who the WBC orders, you know, Amir Imam to fight, if he wins tonight, you know, it's going to be interesting. So, on TstreeT Controversy, this is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. I'm starting to believe in Josh Taylor, but it's still too early to tell. But, you know, a win over a guy like Miguel Vazquez, you know, who went the distance with Canelo, even though it was years back, you know, it is worth something. Please subscribe. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. Also, visit my website, FightView360.com. All the links are right down below. Please subscribe, and that's the most important part.